Hi, Jim here. Today I'm going to talk about opportunities, possibilities, maybes. It's like, we can. There's a storyline. What is that? It's better to try and fail at something than it is to fail by not trying. And there's no guarantees on anything out there. All the things that we hear, um, all that stuff. Uh, What's most important is that we come to understand our personal physiology, what we were born with, what our attributes are, what fits us, because nobody's a clone. Everybody's epidemiology is unique to themselves. And it's up to us as individuals to figure that out. What's good for that person could be really bad for that person. But we hear, oh, that should be really good, I'm going to try that, and then it turns out bad. So, but there's some basics here that I'm going to suggest. Um, and what I'm offering is something I offered to myself, hope. I was obese, I was out of shape, I was suffering from metabolic diseases on 12 medications, and things were just getting worse. So what I decided was I am going to make a change. So I eliminated all the processed foods. It was it was gradual because everybody around me was eating it. So I had to like distance myself from certain kinds of associations, ordinary to clean my system up. So what I did is I got on a whole food lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And I had some injuries and some surgeries, and they weren't healing. It's like it wasn't getting better. So, Whole Foods. I made my own food, right? Stuff from the field to the table, from my organic garden to the table. But I also came to understand certain uh, supplements. Creatine helps with um, boosting your energy and muscle recovery. So it's just basic 100% creatine monohydrate, 5 milligrams per serving. And I take collagen peptides. I just take one scoop. Um, and so I also take DHEA, a multivitamin, because as we age, we don't absorb as many nutrients as we used to. And I also take K2D3 and potassium. Now, not everybody needs potassium. That's where it comes in, knowing, you want to get that ApoB lipoprotein test to see what's going on. So you see what kind of additives, what supplements that are actually best for your unique physiology. And so another one is Q10, coenzyme 10. Now I take this stuff every day. NAC, vitamin C, and omega-3 fatty acids. Now I take this stuff every single day. And another thing about if you're recovering from injuries or surgeries, it's really critical to get up. I know the pain, been there, done that, multiple herniated discs, back surgery. I know all that stuff. Nerve damage, nerve pain. So it's best to get up and move. Last summer I had a herniated disc, and they wanted to do 2 surgeries, several years apart. They were telling me it could take up to 10 years, 8 to 10 years to get full recovery. Well, I came up with my own system of physical therapy, and I would do that physical therapy 8 to 12 times a day, whatever I can bear. And I didn't go to a chiropractor because last time I did that with my previous herniated disc and surgery, it was really bad. We need physical therapy every single day. Every day, pound away at it. I would lay on my belly with that herniated disc. Just to lay on my belly with my chin on the floor was a nightmare. Pain, pain, pain. But I kept raising my head up day after day, a little bit further, 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 until I was all the way back. My, my, my hips are on the floor, and my hands are straight out in front of me, and I'm leaning as far back as possible. But that was very, very gradual. 1 centimeter a day, maybe, if that. It needs to be, the recovery needs to be very gradual and not sudden. Nothing needs to be sudden. That's including when I lost my weight from 205 to 134. It was very gradual because I experienced a lot of hypoglycemia because I was shocking the system. It wasn't used to that, right? So I just kind of mixed and matched and just kind of played it by ear, right? Day by day. But I knew my path, what my path was, for me personally. And I stuck with that sense of my direction. And every day I stayed focused until I reached that pinnacle of 134. And all my old injuries and all the kinds of things I was suffering from, and the 12 medications the doctors took me off, I'm on 0 now. And, got back to running and working out hard and no pain and no injuries that I've had in my hands. All the stiffness disappeared. So it's about fortitude, true grit, and just sticking with it day in and day out. Hammer, hammer, hammer away, right? Have a big box of nails and just hammer away. So, it's better to try at something than it's better to try and fail than it is to fail by not trying. And for me, that's what the hope was. The hope was doing that. That was the only hope I felt that I had. And that was the only possibilities that I seen, was to engage in that journey. That was my journey. I would hear certain things, but I would take those things that I heard lightly. Because knowing that not all these things that I'm hearing is going to fit me personally, my personal physiology. And because everybody stores their visceral fat in different locations. Some people store whatever extra visceral fat around their pancreas or their liver or their kidneys or their heart. And that's why it's so important to keep the weight down to a healthy BMI. If we're recovering from an injury or surgery, it's really important to bring that BMI down between 18 and 20. It doesn't need to stay there permanently. It's just to get down there to help in the reduction of the inflammatory markers, to give us that opportunity, right, to get that maximum healing, right? So we can get that possible maximum recovery. We can just go back out skiing and running and working out and doing things we did when we were a healthy, fit 20-year-old. That's where I'm at, right? Before, no, it was tough just to go to the bathroom. So now I run to the bathroom, right? So, and everybody else can too. Of course, there are certain injuries or disabilities that, we have to take it based on our unique situation. Everybody's surgeries and recovery is all different, but when we have that fortitude, when we have that conviction, and we understand that there's a possibility and there's hope, right? And we're going to try because we know we'll fail if we don't. We stay with that every single day, and as we wake up with it on our mind, got to go, got to do it, got to get it done. And the possibilities are there, right? I could have stayed in that zone of mental, physical, psychological, just drained all the time, low on energy all the time. Just to get out of bed sometimes was just a struggle. All that's gone. I get out. I engage in life like I did when I was a healthy, fit 20-year-old, right? Because I made that choice to eliminate all that processed food and only eat the food that I made that's from the field. I made my own meals. I didn't follow any recipes. What have I got? Okay, I'll just mix that all together. And you can use all kinds of things instead of sugar. Sugar is a big downer. So I would avoid all kinds of artificial sweeteners, table sugar, any other kind of sweeteners, brown sugar, molasses, maple syrup. Yeah, that's what we want to do is create a very healthy microgut biome, because if we keep that healthy for a certain length of time, the brain follows suit. If we have a happy, balanced microgut biome, the the brain sees that as, oh, a happy gut, oh, I'm happy, and the endorphins get released, and they stay released 24/7. It's like being on a constant high, beautiful drug that I don't have to pay anything for, or take or anything, right? So, but it's a rough road getting there. It's a challenge on a daily basis, sometimes moment to moment. It's fighting that urge to have those brownies or those cakes, ice creams, pies, and all the other processed foods and cokes, and that's what's killing us, right? That's what's causing all of our metabolic diseases over time, because it's a cumulative negative effect to our epidemiology, right, and to our physiology. It's a cumulative damaging effect to our whole body, from our brain all the way down to our toes. And so, people who are fighting diabetes or pre-diabetes, this is even more critical. Well, actually, it's just as critical for everybody. But that healthy BMI weight, once we can get there, when we have pre-diabetes or a high A1C above 5.5, keeping that low BMI weight is key to recovering from any surgeries or injuries or anything like that, or anything that just doesn't want to heal. Get down, fill it to the table only. And what I do is, for any kind of sweeteners, I grow peaches, red table grape, apples, and I puree it all down. I cook the apples for about a half an hour, turn it into an applesauce, and use it as a natural sweetener in all of my foods. Same thing with my red table grapes, same thing with my peaches. They get really sweet. And I will cube those in an ice tray. And when I want to sweeten up my tea, I keep all the fiber. I keep all the skins on everything. There's all kinds of polyphenols and antioxidants in the skins, so that I don't throw that away, because I don't spray anything, so I don't use any chemicals or pesticides or fertilizers. And so it's all organic, natural sweetener, and all the fiber's still in there. I just puree it down to like a smoothie, and then quick freeze them in freezer trays, and then I put them in containers and use them as my sugar cubes, right? Fiber and all, right? We're so used to drinking that clear, clean, non-fibrous drinks, which is not good for us, right? We need that fiber in our drinks. Right? Not so good for just drinking clean water, but you get the idea. So if we want to get a full rehabilitation from all of our past injuries or surgeries, if we don't like where we are right now, that means what we're doing right now isn't working. And it's time to step up and go down that different road. Yes, it's going to be a struggle, but once I got there, I've never felt better in my entire life. I've eaten that processed food from birth. I've been poisoned since day one, right? So this is just to give some hope and some possibilities and some maybes, and some, these opportunities. If we pass up certain opportunities, they may never come again, because we just go right back into that same, I would just go right back into that same routine that's happened to me multiple times. So I've adopted this permanent lifestyle routine for the rest of my life. So it's better to grow old gracefully and healthy and fit than it is to grow old with all kinds of metabolic diseases. That's usually self-induced, starting when we're very young. Actually, it starts when we're very young. The kind of foods we eat, the kind of lifestyle, whether it's sedentary or not, when we're young and as we get older. Anyway, so I thought I'd share this, and so you folks have a good day. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, leave a comment, click the like. I'm willing to talk to you about any of these things on detail. And also, it's important to have a good morning routine. Just something. Do some push-ups, some curls. Get out of bed. Just do something. Get everything going. Right out of bed. Something on the floor. Get sit-ups. until you, you got that, okay, I'm ready to go kind of feeling, and then go about the day. And then, do any kind of running or more exertive exercises later on. It's a great way to start the day. That's what I do. That's how I start my day. Just like that. All right. Have a good day. Bye now. Good luck.